don't believe what they're saying about Gaza. I don't know why you're believing them on this when you were rightly calling out the bullshit from the UK and the US in 2003 over Iraq. Saddam Hussein was not an imminent threat, and Iran was not an imminent threat, and Israel attacked them illegally last week while there were nuclear negotiations going on, Piers. One last point. If Israel cared about stopping a nuclear weapon, you would go back into a nuclear deal that prevents Iran from a weapon. And guess who they killed on Thursday night? Not just generals, Piers. They killed Ali Shamkhani, the lead nuclear negotiator who was supposed to be in Oman yesterday with the Americans and who went on NBC a month ago and said, we're very close to a deal, we're willing to give up highly enriched uranium.
But Trump did say, didn't he? Trump did say, but hang on the deal, Trump said, look, you've got 60 days, right? And Israel attacked on day 61. In other words, they gave Iran the chance to negotiate. Well, that is what Trump said.
Well, Trump's a liar. Why were they meeting in Oman on Sunday then? Well, if there were only 60 days, why were the Americans supposed to be meeting yesterday?
All I'm saying is it is a fact, the sequence of events.
Answer the quiz.
Hang on.
It's not a fact, though, is it? It's not a fact.
It is a fact that Trump said 60 days.
Were they not?
It is a fact he said 60 days.
But that's a lie, because But that wasn't a 60 days, otherwise we bomb you. That was Netanyahu. By the way, let's be clear.
I agree.
Netanyahu wants this war more than Trump.
I agree. I'm just saying that Netanyahu did wait. He did wait till day 61 of Trump's 60 days get a deal done.
No, because why was there a nuclear negotiation scheduled on Sunday between the Americans and the Iranians, which is now not happening? Who benefits from that? Netanyahu. The hawks who want a war. They don't want a deal. Otherwise, you wouldn't kill
unless you think that Trump tacitly wants this to happen, which he might well do.
Maybe. I mean, I don't try and mind read Trump. You can. You know him better than me. The man's a liar. He's erratic. He's unhinged. Who knows? I mean, he claims to be anti-war. Remember all that bullshit? I came on your show last year, Piers. How many times did I hear people telling me bullshit about Trump being anti-war? He went to Michigan and said, I won't get involved in a war in the Middle East. And here we are now. Several hundred people dead in Israel and Iran. Completely preventable conflict, done with Trump's blessing. If you're worried about highly enriched uranium, blame Trump, right? He tore up the nuclear deal in 2018, Piers. In 2018, Iran was enriching uranium at what percentage? 3.67%. And the IAEA said, yep, we verify it. We have no complaints. We verify that Iran is in accordance with this deal. And Trump tore it up. And today, 60% highly enriched uranium, 400 kilograms. That's on Donald Trump. We had the JCPOA.
But aren't you just there? He tore it up. Aren't you just, if you don't mind me saying, aren't you just explaining very articulately why Israel has got so twitchy about this? Gone from 3% to 60%, as you said. That's not a small...
But who did that, right? But
you can blame who you like. You can blame who you like, but the way you described that sounded to me like you were presenting a fast-moving, imminent threat.
No. OK, it's a good question. Let me answer it. No, what I was presenting was that there was a deal that worked. Trump and the Israelis tore up the deal that worked. Now Iran is definitely, you and I have already agreed, that they have potential to be closer to a bomb today than they were in 2018. So the solution is not then to go to war and increase the chances of Iran rushing for a bomb. The solution is to go back into a deal, to negotiate an agreement. Piers, just for your viewers, there are only two ways. Every military expert agrees, every US general agrees. There's only two ways to stop Iran from having a nuclear bomb. Number one is to invade and occupy the country and destroy every facility yourself. Number two is to have an agreement in which Iran agrees to stop enriching uranium at 60% or 90%, right? Those are the two options.
Actually, I don't agree with that.
If other people prefer invasion
there's actually
or
a third option, because
what's the third option? What is it?
Well, the third option is doing exactly what Israel's doing now, which is using air power.
No.
Controlling the skies over Tehran and using intelligence gathered by Mossad, apparently, reportedly, and using specific intelligence to target specific commanders, scientists, and nuclear sites. I mean, that's the third option.
Well, that's not a third option because it doesn't stop the nuclear program. All it does is delay it. And in fact,
have you spoken to any military people?
Be
honest, Mehdi. Have you spoken to any military?